The last metric we want to look at with the average American relative to a financial mutant, relative to Manny, is savings rate.
Oh, this one breaks my heart. Guys, when I was doing prep for Millionaire Mission, the book, here's a stat that just kind of haunts me a little bit, is that if you look at 51% of Americans over the age of 65, they have less than $100,000 saved for retirement.
That's terrifying.
It goes even deeper. The median retirement savings for Americans over the age of 65 is $70,620. So I am being a financial mutant. I thought about this even a little more differently. I was like, most people work for 40 plus years. Mm-hmm. If you had to think about what your behavior had to look like to actually save up to this $100,000 over a 40-year working career, we quickly found out that we're going to give you a stat that's higher than this, but people are saving right around 1% of their income. They're consuming 99% of what they make, and then they're potentially saving and investing 1%. Because even the people, we're going to show you that the average savings rate is somewhere around 3.9%. But what this doesn't tell you, that's what the average savings rate is. Some of these savings rates then get consumed. Like that's your 401k and things, but then we know how leaky a lot of Americans treat their 401ks. So guys, we wanted to kind of just walk you through. When we tell you we want you saving and investing 25% of your gross income, we know that's a big ask. Mm-hmm. We get it. And in your 20s, that's completely aspirational because you're probably broke, but we want you to feel the pressure of you've got to get your army of dollar bills working so you can own your time that much sooner. But by the time you're in your 30s and above, once you've gone from a job to now a career, if you're not trying to really hit this, you're really missing out. And we'll go a step further. Bo, we have a great resource. Mm-hmm. If you go to moneyguy.com/resources, what will 25% do for you? I encourage you, go check that out so you can actually see, are you ahead of the curve, behind the curve? What does this mean for you, for your savings rate, so you can take this that much more serious?
And if you don't believe that this is a big deal, let's revisit our case study. Remember, we just said that the average American saves about 3.9% of their income. So again, let's assume that average Allen and Manny the Mutant both make the median household income in this country, just under $72,000 a year. Average Allen is going to have a savings rate of 3.9%. That's what the average American is saving right now. That comes out to about $232 per month. But Manny gets it, and he understands it. And he says, you know what? I'm going to save 25% of my gross income, and we're not going to worry about increasing this for inflation. We're just going to assume static numbers. So Manny's going to save $1,490 per month. Average Allen saves 3.9%. Manny the Mutant saves 25%. Well, if they do that for an entire career, for an entire working lifetime, for 35 years, while Allen was still able to build up resources, he was still able to build up $477,000 in a retirement portfolio, which is better than $100,000, which a lot of folks don't have now.
Close to 5 times better than the typical American, by the way.
But when you compare that to Manny, who saved and invested 25% for an entire career, Manny has almost $3.5 million invested that he can now live off of. These two people are nowhere even close to the same stratosphere.